Morning. It's a beautiful day to launch rockets. I'm here at Lely High School, and behind me are two class periods of students that are launching paper rockets. I'm about 80 meters away, and as you can see behind me, there's a couple rockets that have already made it this far. And there's some really amazing designs and innovations that the students are coming up with to try and make the best rocket to go the furthest, because this is a competition for distance amongst schools. This year, in 2017, it's between Lely High School and Palmetto Ridge. I'll be at Palmetto Ridge tomorrow to see what kind of rockets they are launching, and we'll see who's making the best ones. This will be amongst the students in the classes, and amongst those classes against each other, and also amongst the schools to see who has the best rockets. Now this practice is in a simple but difficult construction of a paper rocket.
How to make a paper rocket. Hey, this is Ryan Westbury from the Collier Science Department, and I'm here to show you how to make a paper rocket. If the voice not matching my face drives you crazy, don't worry, it won't last long, because we're moving on. Right here, you've got a piece of paper with a circle that's going to be your nose cone and a part you will cut out for the fin. On the other paper, there are two other fins, which you're also going to cut out, and you also have a rocket body. This should be a different color for each school. At your table, you'll also have a pipe that you're going to use to roll the rocket body and a stand with a hole in it to stand it up. I'm going to show you how to do all this today, and you won't have to look and try and match the voice with the face any longer. So here we go. Step 1, we are going to start cutting out the nose cone circle. Go ahead and cut out that circle. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be folding it down and messing with it later. Make sure you notch that middle part. Follow that up with the fins. You'll notice that I'm cutting across those corners and down the dotted lines. The dotted lines are the most important part of what needs to be cut here, and you notice I put that little notch there in the middle. I am quickly cutting out the rest of the fins in hyperspeed. Going to continue to notch that middle. That's where the fin will be split into two parts so you can tape it on either side of the rocket body. Ta-da! We've got our parts. Now we're going to start rolling the rocket body.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control to Major Tom. 8, 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. Control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door. In the most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world.
Now the key here is to roll it on the pipe on the table, but not too tight. you'll notice that you can slide the pipe fairly easily, but there's no major gap there. If there's a major gap, that's going to allow a lot of air to escape, and you might want to re-roll it. Now, I've checked for tightness. It can spin pretty easily, and that makes me pretty happy. So now I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on there. This tape is more or less temporary tape. We're not trying to tape the whole thing. We just want to get some tape on there, like 2 or 3 pieces, to hold it in place while we work on the rest of the pieces. First step before we put it in the stand is to actually attach some fins. Now you'll notice that we've got these fins cut 2 different directions, so you just pick a side and try and be consistent with that side as to how you tape it. I'm just going to peel that one back. I'm going to lay it on there as centered as possible and go ahead and put some tape on there. Once you tape one side, you want to just flip it over to the other side and put another piece of tape on that other fin, but try and keep that line nice and straight. And I actually put a little bit of a twist one direction. It's called rifling. So if you think about a rocket fin, you don't really want it to be perfectly straight. You want the rocket to spin a little bit. That adds a little distance. So each time I put on a fin, I'm just twisting the top part of it about 2 degrees in the same direction around the body. And you'll see that in a couple minutes as we go through with the taping process. Now in my tutorials for students, I show them how to find the exact circumference of the rocket and how to equally distance the fins from each other. I've done this a few times, so I kind of know how to eyeball it a third around the body, and doing this on the paper with these easy fins is pretty easy to just guesstimate where they are and where they should be equidistant from each other, and with that same amount of pitch and what I call rifling. And you can see that once we put it on the stand here and you look down the body, you can see that they're all twisted 1 or 2 degrees up the side. Now I think these fins are a little bit big for me, so I'm going to go ahead and trim them down. This is not precise, but I can just eyeball that, cut them down a little bit so there's not so much drag on that fin, and looks a little bit better for me. As you can see, looking down there, there's that rifling, and that's going to give that rocket some spin as it goes through the air. Next up is the nose cone. Now this can be tricky. I always find it amusing to see how students come up with their own nose cones. They sometimes just fold it, but just making this little tiny cone hat is the easiest way to make a nose cone. Now you'll need to put this on the stand so that you can press against it, and you want to slide that up to the top. Get your nose cone in a nice position. Does not have to be perfect. All we're going to do is get it lined up, and we're just going to pinch it. The perfectionist will have a real hard time with this, but trust me, if you just put some tape on it and start taping, it really just starts making itself. So once you pinch, put some tape on the 2 opposite sides. And now we're going to do a little trick here, which is just give it a little snip on both sides, and then that gives you the ability to fold in the extra paper. Without those 2 tips and secrets, you can spend 20-30 minutes on a nose cone, and it's just not fun. So I'm going to give you the shortcuts here. So get those tucked in there, throw some tape on them. Again, you're just trying to get some holding tape, like wrapping a package, and then you're going to do some final taping later. So we're going to go around. I'm going to speed this up so you can see how it looks. So we're going through some speed taping. I'm just squeezing, taping, and then going to start taping up the body. All those gaps that are in the body need to be covered up, including those fins. You need to put extra tape on the fins, extra tape around the nose cone, and get everything nice and tight. So as you're putting tape on, you definitely want to squeeze it to the pipe, squeeze it to the body, make sure everything's really tight. Students love to use duct tape for this, and I do recommend that. For quick rockets, Scotch tape works just fine.
There's nothing I can do. very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much, she knows. Ground control to Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong, can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating in my tin can? Far above the moon. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Judith, watch out!
Oh, it's gone. It's up there in space.